again to CBSE Board Economics. We carry on today with the production chapter. We have already learned TP, total product, average product, marginal product. But mind it, these concepts have close relationship. These are a mathematical relationship. There is a close mathematical relationship between TPP and APP, TPP and MPP, APP, MPP. All these are mathematical relationship. Today we talk about the relationship between total product and marginal product. Mind it, these are the mathematical relationship. They're always true. Let's recollect what total product is. Total product is total number of units the firm produces by engaging certain number of fixed and variable factors of production. Since we're talking about short period, the fixed factors cannot be increased. If at all we want to increase the total product, we can do so by increasing only the variable factors of production, that is labor. So the TPP concept, you got it. Total product is total number of units produced by a firm by engaging certain number of fixed and variable factors of production. We already know that as we go on engaging more number of variable factor, go on engaging more and more laborers on the same fixed factor machine, total product will not increase at a constant rate, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. No. It first increases at an increasing rate, then increases at diminishing rate, and then at certain level of output it declines. So we already familiar with the figures of total product 4, 10, 18. Increasing at increasing rate, then it increases at diminishing rate 4, 10, 18, 24, 28, 30. Of course, increasing at diminishing rate. Then it becomes constant, 30, 30. After that it declines, 28. Then it comes down. So accordingly, mathematically, let's go to what marginal product. Marginal product is addition to the total product by engaging an additional variable factor of production. We already learned with an example. Suppose the 4 laborers have produced 20 pens and the 5 laborers have produced 26. The contribution of the 5th laborer is 6. That is MP is equal to TPN minus TPN minus 1. So from this, mathematically we can conclude that the total product is summation of marginal products. You keep on adding the marginal product, contribution of each laborer, you get total product. For example, the first laborer, let's say, contributed 4 pence, the second laborer contributed 6 pence, the total product from both the laborers, 2 laborers, is 6 plus 4, 10. Maybe the third laborer has contributed 8, so the total product will be 4 plus 6 plus 8, 18. So mathematically we can say the total product is summation of marginal product. TP is equal to MP1 plus MP2 up to MPN, or if you call it as TPPN is equal to MPP1 plus MPP2 plus MPP3, you can go up to MPPN. So what exactly is the formula for marginal product? Marginal product is TPN minus TPPN minus 1, or TPPN minus TPPN minus 1, or delta TP upon delta labor units. So that's the formula for marginal product. You can find out TP from MP, you can find out MP from TP, either way. So marginal product is addition to the total product by engaging an additional variable factor of production. Total product is summation of marginal products. Let's see what relationship do they have. So very simple, we can understand, okay, simply, as long as MP or MPP is positive, TPP keeps on rising. What it means, every time each laborer is giving you some units, obviously your total product will increases. As long as MPP is positive, TPP rises. When MPP is 0, when the last laborer is giving you nothing absolutely, so the total product will be constant and maximum. When MPP declines, negative, so the total product, MPP is, let's say, negative, so the total product will decline. Or you can get it from TPP to MPP. As long as MP, let's say TPP is increasing as long as TPP is increasing at an increasing rate, MPP or MP will increase. When TP is increasing at diminishing rate, MP will decline. When TP is constant, MPP or MP is 0. When TPP declines, MPP is negative. That's marginal product. Let's see. Now, please follow this from the table here. You can see here in the table TPP 4, 10, 18, 24, 28, 30, 30, 28. Remember, these are perfect figures. The first laborer gave you 4, the second laborer gave you 10, 3 laborers gave you 18. That means TPP is increasing at an increasing rate, 4, 10, 18. So we can get MPP from this. The first laborer gave you 4, so obviously the MPP will be 4. The second laborer, 2 laborers gave you 10, 10 minus 4, this is 6. 3 laborers gave you 18, 18 minus 10, 8. You can see when TPP is increasing at an increasing rate, MPP is also increasing, 4, 6, 8. Then from 18 it has gone up to 24. So this is 6 here, now it's declining, 24 to 28, 30. Now 28 minus 4, 4, 30 minus 2. When TPP increases at diminishing rate, MPP is declining but remains positive. When TPP is maximum, 30, 30, MPP is 0 because 30 minus 30 is 0. When TPP declines 30 or to 28, MPP is negative. So what do you conclude here? When TPP increases at an increasing rate, MPP is increasing. When TPP increases at diminishing rate, MPP is declining. When TPP is constant, MPP is 0. When TPP declines, MPP is negative. So the other way around, as long as MPP is positive, TPP is rising. When MPP is 0, TPP is constant. When MPP is minus to negative, TPP declines. You can call it as TPP or TP, MPP or MP. Same thing, physical product or just TP, total physical product, or total product, or marginal physical product, or marginal product. So look at the graph here carefully. See, this is on the x-axis, we got variable factor, labor units. On the y-axis, we got TP and MP. As long as TPP is increasing, MPP, as long as TPP is positive, MPP is also positive. So you can see here, TPP is increasing at an increasing rate, zoom, very fast. MPP is also increasing. When TPP stops increasing rate, that's we call it as in economics, point of inflection. When it stops increasing at an increasing rate, MPP is maximum or MP is maximum. When TPP increases at diminishing rate, MPP declines. When TPP is maximum or constant, MPP is 0. When TPP declines, MPP is negative. When TPP falls, MP immediately becomes negative. Or from MP to TP, when MPP is positive, TPP is rising. When MPP is 0, TPP is constant and maximum. When MPP negative, TPP declines. So that's once again I'll tell you what is the relationship between TP and MP. Total product is summation of marginal product. TP is equal to MP1, MP2 up to MPN. Marginal product is addition to the total product by engaging an additional variable factor of production. What relationship do they have, TP and MP? As long as TPP is rising at an increasing rate, MPP also rises. It's a mathematical relation. When TPP increases at diminishing rate, MPP declines but remains positive. When TPP is constant and maximum, MPP is 0. When TPP declines, MPP becomes negative. From MPP to TPP, when MPP is rising or remains positive, TPP increases. When MPP is 0, TPP is constant and maximum. When MPP is negative, TPP declines. So this is the one you better remember. Automatically you get the relationship. Either you remember MPP or TPP. It's much easier to remember MPP figures. 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0, minus 2. 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0, minus 2. From this you can get TPP 4, 10, 18, 24, 28, 30, 30 and 28 or minus 2, easily you can remember that. That's all we have time for this. This is an important concept in economics and from exam point of view. Please do learn. They can ask you separately, one marker question, what happens to MP when TPP is maximum and constant? You just have to write MP becomes 0. What happens to TPP when MPP is 0, TPP is maximum constant? Or they can ask you for one marker, what happens to MP when TPP declines? MP becomes negative. What happens to MP when TPP is increasing rate? You just write, it also increases. What happens to MP when TPP increases at diminishing rate? You write MPP declines. Mind it, MPP can be 0 negative, but TPP can never be 0 negative. That's all we have time. Please revise and write down these points in your notebook and learn properly. That's all we have. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like and comment on our videos. Till we meet next time. Goodbye guys. Before I forget, I'll tell you one more thing. Press the bell icon to get future notifications and videos. Bye bye guys. Take proper care.